Hi everyone, I'm Tim Van Orden with Start Here, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today, starting here and starting now. The here and the now. That's really the only place that you can affect and have power in your life, but it's seldom the place that people start from. They want to start in the past or they want to start in the future, but they really don't want to start in the here and the now because they don't like the here and the now. And I don't like the here and the now. That's why I'm making this video today. I got knocked down hard by a serious reaction to an antibiotic. I had a wound that got infected, staph infection, started to get really nasty, and I had to get some hardcore antibiotics, and my body didn't like them. So for the past week, I've been writhing in bed in extreme pain and covered full body rash, just nasty stuff. And I was starting to get back into shape again. The ball was rolling. I had just done the US Snowshoe Championships, put that on, and it was a huge success. And I was like, yay, things are moving. And then wham, body slam, there you go. So now after a week, I'm finally getting some energy back and feeling like myself again. And I'm raring and ready to go. So I look around at what I need to be doing, and I'm like, oh my God, where I need to be is way up here, but I'm back here. All these things that I needed to get done didn't get done. I'm so far behind and I'm freaking out. And I don't want to start here because here is a place where I've got a lot of catching up to do. Here is a place where I've got to make huge leaps and bounds to get back up to speed, but I don't have the energy to make huge leaps and bounds. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to freak out. I'm just going to panic, or I'm going to sit here and do nothing, or I'm just going to eat tons of food. Kelligon, take me away. And that's usually the situation that we find ourselves in when we come back from an extended illness or injury, hospitalization, any kind of break or stepping off of the path. We feel like we've fallen behind and we can't catch up, and we've got to put in these Herculean efforts now to get back up, catch up to everybody else. Because life is a flow. It's a current, just like a river. That's why they call it the current moment. It's the flow of the moment. Even the moment means movement. And when you get sick or step off your path, basically what you're doing is you're getting out of the river. You're docking your canoe on the side, stepping out and saying, okay, I need a little break here. I got to get out of the flow to heal or get some perspective perhaps. But the flow doesn't stop just because you got out of it. Just because you walked away from your path doesn't mean the path ends. No, it's still moving. The current doesn't stop. And you see things floating away from you in the distance. Just like in Castaway when Tom Hanks watches his volleyball, Wilson, floating away and he can't reach it. He's like, Wilson! Wilson! You get the point. Anyway, that's what happened to me today. I'm back in my office and I see Wilson floating away and I can't reach him anymore. So what do you do when everything that you've worked so hard to achieve is now floated out of reach? You can't touch it anymore. You can't catch up. The first thing that you do, resist the urge to try to catch up. Huh? But I gotta catch up. I gotta get back in the game. I gotta get back in shape. I gotta get back on the board. I gotta do it. Come on. What do you mean, resist the urge to catch up? Resist the urge to catch up. You can't catch up, and you don't need to catch up. Forget that idea ever came into your head. There is no catch up. That current is now gone. There are two reasons that you don't want to try to catch up to your hard work and goals that are now drifting away. The first is that life's hard enough when you're in top form. Keeping up with the current, keeping up with the flow, keeping up with your game and goals, whatever that is hard enough when you're in top shape, mentally and physically. So now what makes you think that you can take even bigger strides, even faster strides, when you're just getting back in the game? You're just getting back on your feet. I'm still recovering from the antibiotics and the illness that they caused. I can't go out and run top form right now. I've got to let that previous fitness go. Because for me to try to catch up means I'm going to have to run faster than I would if I was in top shape. And that's only going to get me hurt. And secondly, my strides are going to be so big that I'm going to miss so much information that I would have seen if I had taken smaller steps. baby steps aren't only safer and easier, but baby steps are much more informative. Baby steps give us a lot more information. We take a little step and then we have plenty of time to consider what shows up when we take that step, so that we can make adjustments on the next little step. But when we take a giant step, we are missing so much information because we are covering so much ground that we are unprepared to cover, and we're not collecting the data. So we're much more likely to get hurt, sick, or make a really bad decision because we're wobbly, we're not in top form, we're going way too fast, way too far, and we're ignoring what's showing up. So we're not getting any course corrections. So it's a recipe for disaster. So when you're out of the game, first thing, resist the urge to catch up. Let it go. I know it's hard to let go of your goals. I know it's hard to let go of your identity. I know it's hard to let go of what you're used to. But whenever you want to get back into the game, what's the first thing that you do? When you get up to bat, what do you have to do? You have to breathe. Before you can engage in anything, you have to take a deep breath. You want to make sure that you are fully oxygenated. You want to make sure that you've got all the fuel that you need in order to complete that task. But if you're not willing to breathe out first, you can't breathe in. If you don't breathe that old goal out, you can't breathe in and take in your surroundings. Take in what's right here. Fill yourself up with what's right here so that you can fully engage and be fully empowered right here, right now. But you got to be willing to let go of the last breath you took. Each breath needs to come in and fuel us, and then we got to let it go so that we can take another one to fuel us for the next step, and then let it go. But when we hold on and when we cling to those goals and to that identity that's now drifting away, oh no, I'm getting older, I'm getting weaker, I'm getting this, I'm getting that, I can't keep up. You're holding your breath. So relax. Breathe out. And use that out breath to blow those goals even further away. Blow them further away. Just blow them out of your system. And then take in the possibility of a new breath. Take in the possibility of a new time. Take in the possibility of a new you. A new experience. A new life. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Bye.